passengers, hello. Is this you guys' first collective reading for this channel? I think it may be. So, hello to my newbies. Welcome back to my oldies. And just a quick run through real quick before we get into the meat and potatoes of things. So to my newbies, just hold on for a second to my oldies, my newbies here. The way the collectives works is almost like when you go to church or well, yeah, we could just leave it at that. So basically, you know how the pastor or the preacher, for those of you who, you know, your church services work this way, and he said, something landed on my heart. And so I woke up 3 a.m. and I wrote this down and da-da-da-da. So what I want you to know, I say all this to say this. This is how most of the collective readings are going to go. Usually I'm going to get dreams, or I could be getting ready and I'll hear something by running water or in running water while as I'm preparing to do the reading. But just know overall, it's going to be some sort of experience that I'm going to have that then I pretty much connect dots and turn them into messages. And sometimes we spend time putting it all together because there have been dreams that I have had, that other readers on YouTube have had similar dreams. We start seeing each other in certain dreams. And so do the other passengers. So come on in, sit down, get ready. This is going to be an awesome experience. Fully tapping into it again. And this is how we're going to rock out with these collectives. So with that being said, I had a dream last night. And I had a dream to my oldies that I was back at the school. To my newbies, there are dreams that we all have had where some of us have had where we are at this school, and sometimes our twins are there. Sometimes hyenas are there, like the karmic girls, like the mean girls. It's a whole thing. There is a computer lab. There was a track, or there is a track. Like a football field, there is a basketball, a gym. I mean, they were playing basketball. I had a pep rally dream one time too. I'll tell you about that. And what else is there? And then there's a flying school bus. There's a bus. That bus flies and it submerges in the water too. And usually a wizard is driving it. So sit on down and let's get started. So now I got y'all both on the same page, the group that's new and the group that's old. So let's start with my dream. So let me see if I can do this, because y'all know I can't story tell. But I'm going to try to tell the story in chronological order as best as I can. But the overall gist is that in this dream, obviously, it was the end of the school year. And in most cases, especially in the United States, school year closes in the spring, like after the spring and going into the summer. So like April, May, it's like prom. And then you have your graduation and, you know, wrap ups with exams and all that. So take your minds back to that. To those of you who aren't in school, which a lot of you shouldn't be, let's take ourselves back to high school, where it's like April through June and we're preparing to take our final exams, and we're having pep rallies, right? And we're pretty much almost careless because we know the school year is ending and we're ready for summer. All that. That's where we are, okay? So, my real life somehow infused with the dream, because in my real life, when I was in a senior, when I was in 11th, 12th grade, I was able to drive, to those of you who are new. So I did make it to get my learners before my vision regressed. So what I would do, it's like someone's trying to channel already. So basically what I would do, and I also was doing this in my dream, by the way. So just imagine, when the school bell rings to get out of school, you had a section that goes to the bus loop to get on the buses. And then you had a section of kids that would go on the back end of the school to the parking lot, where they drove themselves. A lot of them had their license by then. They were like 16 with provisionals or their full-fledged license. So they drive to school, they'll drive to school and drive home. And then on the left side of the school, there was like a pickup loop where people that were getting picked up by other people would go stand there. That's where I went, right? So I would walk there, and throughout this dream, I don't know how long this dream was, but when I say I had a series of weeks in this dream, I had a full experience. So every day we're wrapping up and then we're packing our bags and we're going to our designated areas to go home. And like I said, I would walk to the parking lot where I would get picked up. And also in my dream, like in real life, my mom would come and pick me up and I drive, but I don't remember any of that happening in the dream. But it was familiar to me to where it felt real during this time. So each day, right, what would happen is, oh my God. So there's this different bus. And to my oldies, I know some of y'all remember that bus. The divine masculines will always get left by this bus, or some of them will. If they were cutting up, they wouldn't make it to go to the next school or wherever we were going. They kept missing the bus because they kept fucking up. This, I would assume, was the same bus. So there was a certain bus, it wouldn't go in the bus loop. It would go, or either, I think some of them, sometimes it would, and then, but still that bus would end up coming in the pickup area, where it would loop around the entire school. And each day, y'all, keep in mind, each day, school bell rings, pack bag, go to designated area to get picked up. But each day, this bus would come through, and on this bus was divine masculines, right, in my dream. And every day, like girls would hang out by the cars, you know, chilling, doing what they do, you know, talking about their weekend, what they want, you know, how I was in high school. So it was a bunch of different girls like doing that. And in this crowd, just to give you an idea, I think it was a mixture of karmics and divine feminines that were scoring, because some of them I do remember being like kind of, some of them were like trying to get pregnant just to, and I seen bottles in their hand and everything as if they were drinking and everything and was trying to get pregnant, or some of them were already like a couple of weeks pregnant and all this kind of stuff, and knowing it and was talking about it. Because there was one day when I went out there and these girls was like, you know, chilling in the car. Some of them was rolling up, smoking, doing whatever. Yes, on school property, y'all. And all of them was talking about how they, you know, what their plans was after they finished school. Everybody's checking in with everybody else. Like, you know, what are y'all gonna do when y'all graduate? Are you gonna be in a ceremony or da 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 da? So during this conversation, this particular one, because there'd be a lot of them every day, and these girls was like talking about how you know, they'll tell whether when the bus pull up, if a divine masculine got off, chose them, and how their dates went and all that. Because what would happen is when that bus pull up, divine masculines would get off and like approach the girl that they want, and then boom. And then these girls would, like, I don't know if their lives sped up or what, but obviously so. But you know how dreams are. So time doesn't exist. So shit was happening real fast. Like these dudes was getting off the bus, approaching these girls, and out of nowhere, like the next day, these girls would know, like, I got an invitation to the ceremony for graduation, because like during finals and all the other exams and stuff, to wrap up the school year, there were award ceremonies, pep rallies, like I said before, and then you had your big graduation, and you had like we call it baccalaureate service here. It's like a certain type of service for senior. It's like senior night. All that kind of stuff was going on. And like the school body, like the seniors, they could go to certain things, but there's certain parties or ceremonies you couldn't go to if a divine masculine didn't choose you and impregnate you. And like I said, so the girls are like talking about, everybody's exchanging information every day about whether they get to go to the main, one of the biggest ceremonies, which was if a divine masculine picked you and you guys went on dates and then you end up pregnant. If you really end up pregnant, then you get to go to the ceremony. I don't know what happened after that, because as the days went on and that bus kept coming through and these divine masculines kept getting off and they kept going to all these girls in the parking lot and stuff, like these girls would purposely not leave. Like usually they get in their cars and just go straight home. Once they realized the divine masculines were choosing, they'd clog up the parking lot, you know, and they prop up against the, you know, put their best on, whatever, and prop up against the cars and stuff, their cars and stuff. Some of them would find the car, you know, try to just loop themselves in. Like Some of them were groupies, seemingly. But then there were divine feminists mixed in there too, because there were a few that I crossed paths with while waiting that was saying that, they were sweet. They would ask me, those ones, the real divine feminists had full bellies. Like they were like 5 and 6 months pregnant already. And, they'd go like, Diamond, did you get your invitation yet or whatnot? And I'm like, no, like, what is that? And I'm asking them questions. And as each day went by, and the more I hear that certain girls are getting invitations, and they're like, oh, well, we can't show you an invitation. We can't show you what it looks like if you're not in or whatnot. But I'm just like, well, how can y'all talk about it if it's that secretive? But, and then, so, like I said, each day I find something out. And each day, I realized, oh God, I hope I don't cry, like, because I'm tearing up now. Each day, the school would get have less and less students. The halls would become echoey, and it would be me packing my book bag, same routine every day, and I know I passed all my exams. Everything was good except for this bus pulling up, this divine masculine getting off this bus and approaching me so that I could go to the ceremony too. And I wanted to see what was on the other side of things. Now, on one side, like I said, I was looking at some of the karmics that was like excited about how they were picked, but they like had, alcohol in their hands and blunts and all that. And they were like 2 and 3 months pregnant. Like, because as days went on, their bellies got bigger and bigger. And how they, like, it was a joke to them. You know what I'm saying? And they would talk about like how, yeah, they go into the ceremony. Some of them was like, but I'm not going to stay that long. Someone was like, yeah, I'm going to stay long because this particular divine masculine likes to do XYZ after events. So I know I'm a party, like we really, really gonna celebrate. And then some of the girls was like, but girl, you drinking and everything? And they say like the dumbest stuff like, well, I'm not that far along. When I get about, 3 to 5, when I'm about to find out what I'm gonna have, I'm gonna slow down. I probably just, smoke cigarettes. It was weird. But like I said, there were nice girls there too, but they were more like, oh my God, beautiful. A lot of them, the way they were carrying their babies, their hair was down their backs. Their skin was glowing. A lot of them were like kind of short, like their bellies was the biggest thing on them. They were the most beautiful divine feminines I ever seen in my life. And their communication was very gentle and soft. And they seemed to be not really well, yeah, I guess so. They were concerned in a way. They expressed it in a more like a spiritual way. Like they'd come up to me and just ask me how I'm doing, and that'll be their way of like trying to tell me to like, or try to find out like, did you get one yet, without hurting my feelings, And then like I said, as the days went on, they'd even get more and more concerned and more quiet too, because it was like the bigger their bellies got, I started seeing less and less of them too. Like I said, everybody started fading away. Like, well, pretty much because they got the invite and their bellies got big, they didn't have to show up at the school anymore because they pretty much got their invitations and they got their final grades. And so they were going home to get ready for the ceremony. They had other things to prepare for. So the ones that didn't get picked pretty much had to almost, I don't know if it would have been summer school or not, y'all, but you know how some people, like with at the end of school, you don't, like you won't have an exam for certain schools, certain classes, like you could get exempt from exams or or because you took this, you didn't. It was that kind of vibe going on. Like, so some of them were just not, they were finished early, especially if a divine masculine got off the bus and picked them. They were busy going out on dates and their bellies were getting bigger and So eventually it dwindled down to whatever week this was. And I just knew, like school was getting ready to close. I'm seeing a custodian, that the school is closing. When the custodians come out and they're mopping and sweeping and all that, I'm the only one in the hallway now. I'm closing my locker and I'm getting ready to walk down to the parking lot to, again, be picked up. But like I said, the hallway is quiet now. You can hear a penny drop or pin, whatever. And then as I'm walking down the hallway, I'm really sad. Well, I wouldn't say I was sad. There was something inside of me that felt hollow, because in my mind, I started to think like, okay, I have to face this reality regardless, and I have to prepare for this regardless. And so I started having these conversations with myself like, all right, what's next after this? You're still going to graduate. I mean, it sucks you don't get to celebrate your graduation because, like I said, if a divine masculine didn't pick you, you didn't get to attend the graduation ceremony. There was another one, but it was a less valued one. And I didn't want to go to. I was like, I mean, I don't want to feel unappreciative, but that's not the big celebration. Like, yeah, sure, I'm going to get my diploma and stuff like that, but it's only going to be like probably 5-6 of us in this thing. And it was just like so underdeveloped. It was so devalued. It's just kind of like they just throw you in this room, like to have a ceremony for you just because they have to, because you got your degree too. I mean, or your diploma too. But the big one was the one where all the girls are getting their nails done, their hair done. They have practice. They get tickets to give their family. That one was for the divine feminines that divine masculine chose. So not only did the school get empty or become empty, but the bus with the divine masculines did, of course, because once the divine masculines got off the bus, picked their divine feminine or whatever, the girls, because it won't just divine feminines, okay? Remember? Some of them were picking karmics. You didn't see them anymore. They were all, again, getting ready for the ceremony. So this last particular day that I saw the bus, it comes through, and from my understanding, it's like 2 or 3 guys left on the bus. And when I say they were skeletal, like very crypt keeper looking, because when the bus was coming in, I'm like, damn, well, the bus is still coming in, but the parking lot is empty. It's not that many people here anymore. I'm just about the only one here. And then I kind of like tapped into it psychically to see what was left on the bus. And I saw that, and I was just like, oh my God, no. So then I started thinking to myself, should I go back into school? Because if that bus stops and one of those things get off the bus, I don't know if they were divine masculines that just dwindled down to nothing and just fried themselves, in which I really do believe that's what it is or was. So like I said, I just feel like on all ends, the school, as the school lost students, and as the divine masculines emptied the bus, the ones that was left seemed to start crippling over day to day, that they did not be brave, that they did not choose to get off that bus, select their divine feminine, and, do their thing to go to the next level. So I can't remember what happened once I saw that, but then I ended up on another day, and I'm repeating, walking down the hallway again. It's very, very quiet again. I'm seeing a custodian, but then my old 11th grade English teacher comes out of her room. You know how teachers stay back and they're, grading papers and all that, and she catches me. And by this time, I'm extremely embarrassed because I was the only one left. And so I was trying to, keep a lot. Like, I just felt so hollow. Like, I didn't know what to feel. I didn't know what to think. And like, even in school, guys, like, side note, I wasn't an overachiever, but I would always be average to things that I know I needed to pass to graduate. But then things I really loved, though, I was an overachiever, like, because I was passionate about it. And so I think that's why it hurt me the most, in which this is what my 11th grade teacher was able to pull out of me. So I'm walking in the hall and she catches me this time. So I had a feeling like she had been watching me this whole time. And she asked me, how was I doing? And I tell her I'm fine, just headed on out to get in my car, to get picked up and head on back. And she's like, come with me in the room. And I go in and we're talking. And basically she comes off as this wise lady to me. And y'all, when I say she was a tough 11th grade English teacher, like a lot of people failed her, but I loved English. I loved English. So, I that was my favorite subject in school. English and creative writing and music and stuff. So we were good, but I seen her be mean, and I've seen her sadness and roughness. So for her to, I felt I was in trouble, right? I'm like, oh no, I don't want her to see me like this. Like um, but she did, and she pulled me in her room, and she's assessing me in a sense where it's like she was being kind of like a therapist, because she was asking like thought-provoking questions to get me to express. And what it all boiled down to is, she was asking the tough questions, like in a way where she wanted to help me reach a resolution to getting a divine masculine. And she was telling, so she was showing me all these extra programs, like, you could take this program, and this will help with your credits. You'll have like a couple of more, extra weeks to do that. But all in the process, she was asking me like, what happened? And I was telling her, I don't know what happened. I realized this bus kept coming through, and these guys kept getting off, and they kept choosing everybody but me. And she just found it to be the most strangest thing. She was like, Diamond, you? And and I tucked my head, feeling embarrassed, like, just like, yeah, I don't understand it. And I told her, and I was like, and I don't want to, if I talk about it, I'm going to cry, and then my mind is going to go in circles, and I'm just trying to figure out, what did I miss in the curriculum? Like, do I need to look back over the prerequisites, everything? And she touched me. She's like, no, don't, it's not that. And then I wanted to tell her about the little crypt keeper, little ones that was left on the bus that started rotting or like becoming skeletal. But for me, I didn't even want to go there. I didn't want to go there. I didn't want to try to figure out why I wasn't chosen. I just wanted to just accept what happened, get my diploma, and just, be okay with what happened. But in her case, like I said, she was probing me, trying to get me to express so that she could get something figured out. And like I said, she started showing me these papers, of other options. And she was just telling me like, you may not make it to the beginning of the ceremony, but if we do this, if we go this route, we could get you right there in the middle of the ceremony for the graduation. Because she was looking at all my other stuff, and she's like, wait, you do your public thing here. This counts for something. Why didn't they mark this for something? Or did someone not get the information to the bus driver or whoever was releasing these DMs? Like, she was trying to figure out what went wrong, because she knew it was something, and she knew it wasn't me. So she kept flipping through all of this paperwork, and I just kept I was quiet, like trying to be like, okay. Even if she don't figure it out, I just need to, when I get home, these are my thoughts. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get home. I started wanting to hide from the world. I'm like, I'm not gonna tell my mom, because I already knew how my mom was about, like, I knew my family would freak out because they wouldn't have understood why I wouldn't get to walk the stage and be at the ceremony and stuff. So I made a decision. I'd get home and I'd pack my bags, and then I just walk, and I'd walk until I could make some sense of what happened. But I just did not want no one to see me like that anymore, like without a belly or whatever it was that it took to be at that ceremony. And that's where I woke up at, her going over all this paperwork, her seeing certain courses that I was overachieved in. Most of my grades were average, that weren't like the ones I wasn't like. I didn't have any I didn't fail any exams or anything like that. I just didn't get picked and to get pregnant. And I think that was like maybe some sort of intense kind of grand finale type of course. And so I would take it that that was like maybe being like an overachiever of some sort. Like if you could really score that last shot during the shot clock kind of thing, I guess. And a lot of girls got lucky. A lot of girls didn't deserve it. And then there was me that got neither. So like I said, and then one of the papers I distinctly remember, like it was some sort of alternative route. Like I said, and the alternative route was basically to try to, like I would assume this was artificial insemination or something. She was like, just go home, just give me 2 or 3 more days, just go home. And you know, she showed me the date of graduation and everything. And she's like, if we could get you, you know, in a lab or whatever, you could still make the ceremony. She said, but the thing is, you know, it's different, it's unique, but it still gets the same results. Like it still qualifies you, was what she was saying. And I was like, damn, I really do need to think about that, because still, does that mean that I'm taking, like, I'm cheating and taking a shortcut? But my thing wasn't even that. It was just that I wanted to be able to be the type of achiever that these other girls were, where the work I put in matches me accomplishing that, where I'd feel good about it. You know, like me knowing that, like, okay, yes, I still met the requirements to go to ceremony because I ended up with a pregnant belly and everything. But it still boiled down to like me being different. You know what I'm saying? Like all these girls having all these stories about how those were memorable times. Like them talking about their, you know, divine masculine getting off that bus and how nervous they were. Like the ones that had sense anyway. So that was that. And then I remember going home and pulling out my luggage case and like just starting to pack, because I was leaning more towards just running away and just, you know, just understanding and accepting like, damn, okay, I did graduate. That's still something that's tough to do. The way that I did it from this university and everything that I've done. I just didn't get that shot clock, that grand finale thing. I wasn't late to the party, you know, so, but that was my dream. That was my dream. So let's see.
0 hours, 27 minutes selected. Catch your red star.
Right. Okay. So, welcome to my newbies. Hello to my oldies. My name is Diamond and you are watching Pretty Blind Eyes. The readings held on this channel are for entertainment purposes only. The discussions held on this channel should not be taken as literal advice. I am legally blind, so I do read Braille on my cards to decipher what they are, but I'm an overall intuitive reader. In the description box below, you can find several ways to interact with me, one of which is the availability to book private readings. That calendar is open. We're having $10 off on our pre-recorded. I'm not doing any lives for a winter special, so take advantage if you like. Also keep in mind when you book that I'm not doing any personal readings based around celebrities. Thank you guys for all the love, support, gifts, donations, journeying with me, and patience. Okay, so the biggest message that I got, I don't even know if I'm going to be connecting dots from that reading. Channeling from that dream, but I'll let you guys do what you do. And as I do the reading, if anything stands out from the dream, I'll connect it in. For my newbies, that's usually how we do that, okay? So, but the message for all of you are that there are going to be some unavoidable moments of embarrassment. And you have to sit with yourself, love yourself, learn to laugh at yourself, because like I said, there is going to be unavoidable embarrassing moments, and you have to learn how to alchemize that energy, have fun with that energy, get back up and try again, you know, after that. This takes me to what happened yesterday to my videos. Please, it's about time management this month as well. Please get up early enough. Please drink a lot of water. Please don't think you can party. Please stay away from any toxic behaviors and things like that. It will keep you up at night or make you lose sleep or get off your focus, because you are going to be able to push through, but you'll make mistakes, or you'll run into embarrassing moments. Like now, I could be having one right now. I'm just gonna prepare myself. It's just gonna be a lot of interesting bloopers this month for the rest of this month, obviously. So of course I didn't cut the end of my videos, right? So you guys see my Mickey Mouse pajamas and me walk up to the camera and all that good stuff. So what I'm gonna need for y'all to do is run them numbers back up, please, on the Divine Masculine and Feminine readings, because I re-uploaded them with the ends cut. So we're just gonna start all over with that. It's okay. I had a fit, like I dropped, when I got up, I dropped everything. Like I got up and I'm like, I'm headed to do my, I was like, oh my God, I left the ends on my readings. I dropped everything and, I deleted them. So to those of you who caught that, yes. But they are re-uploading now, or they may be finished by the time this video come out. Regardless, go run them numbers up. Even if you just have to click it and let that shit play while you go do something else, just re-click it, get that click-through rate up, or get them views up. Or just, if you watch it late, if it's 30 minutes later that you watch, it's been up and it's been 30 minutes, go just hit the like button. Just run them numbers back up. Hit the like button. Please. Thank you. I would appreciate it. But it's hard for me to say that too, because those were very embarrassing readings, especially Divine Feminine reading, because I was getting the itchies the way I channel. So guys, we're really going to have to love ourselves, because just like the Divine Feminine and Masculine reading, to those of you who are new and just found me through this reading, go check those two readings out. I'm going to put them in the comment section. Y'all go run them numbers back up. Oh my God. I looked at like 100 and some people seeing me get up out this chair. And what makes it so crazy is that they weren't long videos. So I know a lot of people sat through them. I have to go look at the analysis, but I believe so. Because of the way the numbers were going too. But yeah, so please, after you watch this, go run those numbers back up. To those of you who are new within those videos, what I'm about to address now is in those videos, basically our recessive traits, they're going to start showing on us physically. Hair colors could lighten, eyes could lighten, and your bone structure could start shifting. With us, it'll be slighted, but with the children that's coming in, you'll see it. There'll be very colorful children. I'm hearing unheard of hair colors that are going to come in. Like I told my friend, well, they'll damn near start looking like cartoons. But they're spirit babies. Another thing that is happening here is that I told y'all, to those of you who are new, please go check out my, I did do, well, they are Hollywood readings, so not really collectives, but go check out my LA Fires reading. I speak on why that happened, and I was getting it since 2022, I want to say, or 23. Or maybe 22, because I remember the Haunted Mansion energy. And I was telling y'all that there was a Hollywood reading I done where I said they'd wipe out through fire, and then they're doing it because they know that this new encoded DNA is like the children that's coming in will have it. And so there are certain kids, I remember saying this in the reading, there are certain kids that's already, tied to Hollywood, that some of them, is not a lot that will stay because they have it, but it just haven't been activated yet. Theirs will be activated through physical unions, or as the parents are being activated, their certain children will be, but again, it's not a lot of them. Most of them will enter, and I guess this do tie into my dream. Most of them will enter through the mixing of DNA of the Divine Masculine and Feminine, and those genes are. It's interesting because you get what you got when you're born. So this is going to be this is going to be some sort of phenomena where to see shifts in genes after you're born and as you are still evolving could be interesting. But like my brother, he was born with he had like this reddish goldish hair, and then it eventually turned black. Underneath mine, stripped down, is red. So I would imagine that if it could happen that way, it could happen the other way. And I do think there are reports where women, like certain people, have gotten older. And, a lot of times we get gray hair, but I think that's going to change too. It's going to be other colors, is that. Okay. And those certain genes are going to start being activated later on as you evolve, that will change your features and your colors and stuff. But that's how we're going to be more identifiable to one another, to be able to interbreed, to bring these newer hybrids into Earth. And the higher ups, the powers that be, they know this, and there's nothing they could do about it. And they know this, so all you could do is prepare for it. All you could do is do what God says now, like it's time. So again, this goes back to the LA fires reading where I said that they know that the time has come, because somebody asked, well, is it something they brought upon themselves? Is this punishment, or is this oh wait, I said both already. But it's a mixture of both. But what it all boils down to is that they're not going to tell us is that they have no choice. It's just time. And before it was time, they either had a chance to make this path easier or make it harder. And of course, they chose to make it harder. So they're now running around, burning and cleansing everything because they have to. They don't have a choice. It's like your mom showing up and said, clean this fucking room up. You have to clean it up. And, and they know the kid is bad as hell, doing all types of crazy experiments in that room. But when mom gets home from work and sees the room, your ass gonna clean it up, or you're gonna reap you're gonna deal with the consequences of not, or being rebellious towards that, which they won't be good. And then they'll delay you from still doing what you want to do. So, so yeah. So what's happening now is that basically, the lands is cleansing for that. And like I mentioned in the LA fires reading, and a lot of Hollywood will shift overseas. And Cali will go back to like a Wild Wild West feel, Gold Rush type feel, just a real reset. And I see a lot of tribes and a lot of spiritual communities there, where I used to tell y'all this too in 2021, where there will be like towns of mom and pop stores. A lot of them will be, everybody a part of a community that specializes in certain gifts and talents. Like you may have a shop that specializes in organic soaps and, all like cleaning products and hygiene products. You may have a local bread market where the bread is freshly made all the time. And then there are gardens, and we're going back to that. And a lot of Californian land will be used for that. It looks like Californian land will be the biggest expo of it. I'm seeing something with, of course, still, coastal lines are very rich in that, because you can export and import goods. And that's always been the main thing throughout history that will never change. And not only can you do that, but then you could keep people in, you could keep people out, so border lines or coastal lines are always going to be, and let's see what else. And so that's it. So let's see. So again, please, guys, just please learn to stop and smell the roses. Learn to laugh at yourselves. Y'all gonna be falling in front of some cute ass guys or girls. Some of y'all might have boogers on your face, but you can't really avoid what that is, because it's trying to get you to see that you aren't your body. Yes, you need to take care of it because it is your vehicle and it's going to get you through this lifetime. But also, though, there are certain things you can't be so hard on yourself, whether it's the way you look or, I know in Divine Masculine's reading, it said they're going to get nose hairs and all types of interesting things that we got to really start to get comfortable with, that's going to change, that you may have felt you identified with when it comes to your physical traits, that you got to be able to be okay with understanding the strength of your spirit, your soul, and being beautiful in that, because a lot of this too are shifts due to poor behavior from hyenas / karmics that relied on their beauty to get things, pretty privileged type energy. So, because a lot of embarrassing things are going to happen to them too. And with them, if they've been playing around with this magic stuff and not really using it to do the work, you could imagine what's going to happen to them. But this is going to happen to all of us. So this is how I know this is a big ass shift with this Wheel of Fortune, because this is something that usually, like, sometimes in certain cases, be like, oh, the karmics, this is going to happen to them. what is it? Oh yeah, the karmas is going to happen to them, but it's not going to happen to the divine feminine. No, this is going to happen to everybody, and you're going to want to be prepared for it because it's coming regardless. Now, like I said, in divine feminine reading with the little feathers and stuff in the air, again, I don't know if a lot of it is going to shift it, but what I was telling my friend regarding this, that I later started to retrieve the information that I couldn't retrieve during the reading because of the itchies, is that the reason why they're going to be releasing the stuff in the air is to identify those who have allergic reactions to whatever's in the air, because they know that those people are hybrids, and that they are going to react to certain things that their DNA doesn't process well, because they are a mixture of other star constellations and planets and galaxies and all that kind of stuff, where they can't, like, the technology has gotten a lot better with the hybrids to where they can survive here to get what we need done, but also to as we're getting older and our immune systems are changing, like I told y'all too, we could develop autoimmune issues, and it's because the gene mutations or all that kind of stuff. I don't know the scientific layout for it yet, so I'm sure there's more readings like this to come. As we evolve, we energetically know we're evolving up, so we can make a full circle to go back out. So once we start reaching that peak, everything is going to show. The real, so that's why those recessive genes are going to show, because we're rising up now. So our true colors are going to show, literally. And then we know we're about to go back down like a Ferris wheel to enter out to make that full circle here, Wheel of Fortune. And so what's happening here is that the powers that be are working in cahoots, because, they stay in their laboratories and stuff, and they keep track of the light so that they could create the darkness to correspond with that, to create the polarization that we need here on the earth. Thank them now. And so, like I said, so they're going to release whatever, so it may in the 3D come off as some sort of thing, sort of like the Shimona virus, or and it's some sort of outbreak maybe, but I just almost feel like it's kind of unique to each person, but it will be all kind of allergies of some sorts, skin irritations, all that triggers those symptoms. But like I said, they know that only the ones with a certain DNA coding or blood type will have these allergic reactions, and that's how they'll identify it. And some of them will be going to the doctors. This stuff will get documented, and they're trying to see where all of us are on, in other countries or on the map. And it feels more like a monitoring thing right now, more so than it does. I think they're just being nosy, because they're not going to be too concerned until the babies are born. But the catch is with a lot of us is we want to do birthing centers, less corporate hospital type vibes. So I feel like a lot of us will be saving our own money and stuff if insurance don't cover the birthing centers, to have our babies in more private, sacred places to protect them. Five of Pentacles, King of Cups, because don't get it twisted, that baby swapping, that's going to be on there, King of Cups, Chariot card, that's going to take place, Star card. Yeah, so there's a divine masculine running in, though. Like, he all late. Let me see. 8 of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, apologies. Yeah, you look mad, though. So some of you, these divine masculines, are just coming in kind of late. 5 of Swords, 6 of Pentacles. Yep, trying to reciprocate something. Oh, you know what? Okay, so this is tying into my dream. So basically, the ones that don't get chosen within all that party, roo-rah, get the brag kind of energy, you're already, like my teacher did to me, you're looking at your alternatives, and a lot of you are getting into a lot of heavy pentacle energy. You're going to be in the workforce now, so you'll be harder to get. Judgment card, Ace of Wands, and I see like a judge kind of ruling it, like giving you permission or signing off for you to be able to do an alternative due to certain things not falling the way you It was supposed to, because like I said, all your other grades are going to check out. All your other, courses are going to check out. So now it's like you have to go to a special court or meet with the principal, the school board, or whatever to not plead your case, but to do a presentation. And I just feel like there is a panel, which these could be your star family here, coming up with an alternative route. And we could see what that looks like. But then there's this, like I said, this energy is running in. See, Tower card, they fucked up. Yeah, but you're still the Empress. You're still this Queen of Pentacles. You have this team working on your behalf, running around pretty much going crazy, trying to get you what you need to keep going. They don't want you to stop just because you didn't get to go to this, the ceremony the way the others got to go. So like, this is tying into my dreams. So basically it's like for some of you, this could be artificial insemination, surrogacy, getting your eggs checked, all that. And I see a lot of fundraising, and that's crazy because I want to get into campaigning too, guys, for a lot of spiritual activities and events that I want us to come together on. We'll talk more about it later. But a lot of us coming together to, just be there for one another in this time of need. But it's very chaotic. 8 of Cups, 8 of Cups, 7 of Cups, 4 of Wands. Yeah, 3 of Swords. Yeah, heartache here. This is the marriage card. These are all see, this is why the panel is sick, or they're running around frantically trying to get things straight, because these are all the ceremonies that I used to have dreams about since 2020, where the girls will line up in 12s or they'll be on the bus. Everything checks out except for that divine masculine approaching you. Everything. And they do not want this to go to waste. So they want you to, so in the 3D, you're going to start seeing alternatives that will still, it'll take some getting used to. It's an acquired taste, no different than like when when you're start to eat healthy and you got to readjust your taste buds. It's the same thing, but you'll be happy. They're going to promise you that. I'm hearing them say it takes a village, and I'm seeing like a Yoda type of entity. So your star family is here. See, Page of Pentacles here with the Justice card. Yeah, damn. I wish Kay was here for the Cosmic Court, because this is what this feels like. Like you're having to be rushed in and the panel's going over all your information and like, what? Like, no, like this will all go to waste if you just take the diploma and then that's it. Like there's still work to do. There's still these children that's waiting to come, and we got to get them in, and so they're wanting you to still 9 months. They're wanting you to still prepare yourself for that and don't throw the towel in. This goes even to my women, and I'm about to cry, who was told they had like endometriosis or anything like that you couldn't have kids. If there are eggs up in there, you go get those eggs extracted, and you preserve those eggs until you can figure it out. Because, and that's kind of like how I feel with this 9 of Pentacles here. With a lot of us is that, we'll be sitting on it for a long time. And again, I really feel like I'm giving an orientation for like being, no one wants to be a single parent if there could be a foundation for family. But, families are changing. The concept of families are changing, blended family. And see, these are the things you're going to be thinking about that could turn you off at first. But your team, your star family isn't letting up off of you exploring your alternatives and resolutions to still moving forward, even though this graduation has happened. And y'all, I remember I used to always ask y'all, like, I wonder where graduation is going to happen. Like, I remember the schools just getting bigger and bigger. I remember other schools visiting us and us visiting other schools. And now here we are, and all those ceremonies we were having were within the school. They were graduations, but they were 2 different levels within the school. But Ace of Pentacles, Lover's card. Yeah, with the 8 of Wands. There's going to be, I'm hearing molecular and cellular contribution, distribution, multiplication. So there are triplets and twins a lot that are due to come in now. They will pal like that, and they'll split cells. And so a lot of identical ones. And oh my God. So yeah, this is what this is. Just like you still working on yourself and preparing yourself to be a mother. Now, another thing I have heard, like all women don't have to be moms. And that's so crazy because that's what I told myself in the dream. I'm like, okay, as I was packing my bag, I'm like, well, all mothers, all women don't have to be moms. Like, you know, and I'm having this talk with myself. And like I said, but now to see that the Star family is running around frantically, like trying to figure, they feel like they did something wrong or there was an error somewhere, and you know, and I'm not sure as to why. And then I'm tapping into those skeletal divine masculines that never got off the bus, and they're like kind of lifeless and hopeless, and they don't feel worthy and all that icky stuff that they were supposed to be working on. Not saying that we're perfect, not saying that we're ready for kids, but the whole point of the whole fact of the matter, what the Star family wants you to know is to prepare, still prepare your body for it. Even if it's a year from now or two, still don't count it out. You know what I'm saying? They're saying don't count it. They don't want y'all to count it out quite yet. Okay. Now these again, this is for women who I don't even feel like it's for women who don't have children, because like I told y'all, there are some that still do to come to women who have children, but their DNA coding is different. Okay. Well, there you guys have it. My name is Diamond. You're watching Pretty Blind Eyes, and I'll see you next go round. Bye.